Celeste is one of the greatest mysteries ever recorded at sea, a tale that has haunted sailors, historians and storytellers for over a century. It begins on a cold winter morning in December 1872, when a British merchant ship named Dei Gratia was sailing calmly across the mid-Atlantic Ocean. The air was still, the horizon wrapped in grey mist, when the lookout spotted a vessel drifting aimlessly on the waves. At first glance, it seemed to be moving under partial sail, with her rigging loose and the helm swinging freely. Through the spyglass, Captain David Morehouse could just make out the ship, S-name painted on the stern, Mary Celeste. He recognised it immediately. It had departed New York 8 days before him, bound for Genoa, Italy, carrying a cargo of 701 barrels of industrial alcohol. The Mary Celeste should have been far ahead. So, why was it now drifting, empty, in the middle of the ocean? After several unanswered hails, Morehouse sent a boarding party to investigate. When the crew climbed aboard, they found a sight that would enter maritime legend. The Mary Celeste was perfectly seaworthy. There was no sign of battle, storm damage, or struggle. Her cargo was intact. In the galley, food was still laid out as if a meal had been interrupted. A sewing machine sat with a child's dress half finished. The captain's log stopped abruptly 10 days earlier on November 25th, and yet not a single person remained on board. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 experienced sailors had vanished. Their lifeboat was missing, but everything else was in place. Clothes, valuables, navigational instruments, and even pipes. The ship's sails were ragged and wet, but the hull was sound. It was as though the crew had calmly walked off into the sea and never returned. When the Dei Gratia brought the ghostly vessel into Gibraltar, newspapers exploded with speculation. The Mary Celeste was immediately dubbed the ghost ship of the Atlantic. The public was captivated and terrified. Official investigations found no evidence of foul play. The cargo had leaked slightly, releasing strong alcohol fumes into the hold. Some believed these vapours might have frightened the crew into thinking the ship was about to explode. Perhaps they lowered the lifeboat temporarily, intending to wait nearby, only for strong winds or rough seas to separate them from the Mary Celeste forever. But this was only one theory among many, and none could be proven. Other investigators suspected mutiny. After all, long voyages could strain tempers and alcohol could tempt theft. Yet there was no blood, no struggle, and the crew's belongings were untouched. Some thought pirates had attacked, but pirates rarely leave a fully loaded cargo untouched. Captain Briggs himself was known as a deeply religious and honourable man, respected by everyone who knew him. His wife Sarah wrote to her mother before the voyage, saying, "Our ship is in beautiful trim, and I trust in God it will be a safe and prosperous journey." There was no reason to believe anything was wrong. As the years passed, the mystery only deepened. Writers, sailors, and dreamers tried to fill in the blanks. Some claimed a massive seaquake or waterspout may have struck, causing panic. Others imagined a collision with a derelict vessel or a sudden storm that forced the crew to abandon ship. But the calm seas and the undamaged condition of the Mary Celeste made these explanations hard to accept. Then came the darker stories, whispers of murder and madness. One rumour suggested that Captain Morehouse of the Dei Gratia had murdered Briggs and his family to claim the insurance money, but this was easily disproven. The Mary Celeste's cargo was cheap alcohol, worth very little. The salvage award Morehouse received was modest, and both men had the story alive. Each new generation of sailors retold it with fresh details: glowing lights seen above the sea, ghostly figures walking the deck, whispers in the fog. In 1884, the young writer Arthur Conan Doyle, who would later create Sherlock Holmes, published a fictionalized story inspired by the mystery called J. Habakkuk Jeffson's Statement. His version turned the Mary Celeste into a cursed ship filled with madness and death. The story became so popular that many people believed it was real, forever linking the Mary Celeste with the supernatural. Despite the fame, the real ship's fate was far less glamorous. The Mary Celeste continued to sail for years under different owners, but misfortune followed her. She was involved in several minor accidents, her captains went bankrupt, and in 1885, her final owner deliberately wrecked her near Haiti as part of an insurance fraud. The ship was gone, but the legend was only beginning. Even in the 20th century, scientists, divers and historians tried to uncover the truth. Some examined her cargo records and found that several barrels were made of porous red oak instead of white oak, which could have leaked alcohol vapours into the air. They imagined the crew opening the hatches, seeing smoke like mist, believing an explosion imminent, and abandoning ship in a moment of panic. A small error, a loose rope, a gust of wind, and they would have drifted away, never to be seen again. It is a reasonable theory, but even that can't explain the eerie calmness of the ship. The half-eaten meal, the open Bible on the captain's desk, the child's toy in the corner, everything seemed frozen in time. Others still cling to more mysterious explanations. Some say the Mary Celeste crossed into the Bermuda Triangle, though she was never within its boundaries. Others imagine alien abductions, ghostly revenge, or a sea cursed by ancient powers. For those who look into the eyes of the ocean and see endless mystery, the Mary Celeste remains proof that some stories are meant never to be solved. Today, the story endures as one of the most haunting maritime mysteries ever told. It's a tale of fear, silence, and the unknown, the kind that makes even the bravest sailor glance uneasily at the empty horizon. The Atlantic has claimed many ships, but few have left behind a question as chilling as this. What happened aboard the Mary Celeste? Was it panic, accident, madness, or something far beyond our understanding? Something that the sea itself chose to hide? Perhaps somewhere beneath the grey waves, the truth still drifts, like the ghost ship that started it all.